Hello friends. We're going to begin tapping the trees for making maple syrup. Maybe you've wanted to do this around your house. It's pretty bright out here today. I should probably be wearing sunglasses, but instead I'm just going to squint. So one of the things that we did was a few years ago during the fall, great time of the year, get out into the woods, and we marked our trees, our maple trees, sugar maples and some of the red maples, with this red dot. Now it's pretty faded, but we just took regular red paint, went out and spray painted a dot on them. I think it's a good practice to do. Easiest time of the year to identify your trees that you're going to use for collecting sap is going to be in the fall. Now as we prepare to tap, a couple things I want you to notice. First thing is that we have a snowpack around the tree. Some years it's going to be like this, some years the snow is going to be less. This year we've got anywhere from 2 to 4 feet of snowpack depending on where we're at. So as we tap the trees, we're going to be using sort of a hybrid combination. Some people use tubes throughout their whole woods and then they run to a central collection point. Very efficient as far as use of time and everything to do that. Probably some expense there. But it's probably a good time just to talk about how you're going to tap your trees. You do have a couple options. There is a old school option, which I'll show you about here momentarily, and then there's the cheap option. I've tried both, and then I finally sort of have settled, and I use the word settled, and I'm not sure that this is where I'll end up 10 years from now or 5 years from now or next year. But for a couple of years now, I've used sort of a hybrid system. So I've used taps and tubes, and then I run them into a common tube that goes into a bucket. So we have fewer buckets per tap. Wasn't always the case, wasn't always the way I did it, but it seems the most efficient for us and the best use. So as we begin to tap, I think it's important to talk about that. As I said, I'll show you the old school sort of bucket and spile and versus how we do it. But I do want you to notice a couple things. Snowpack, so whenever we put in our tubing, we're going to have to account that this is going to go down as the season goes. So our whole goal is to tap at the time of year when there is above freezing during the day, below freezing at night. Typically a good thing would be about 38 to about 43, 44 degrees during the day, and then at night if you got into the 20s, that'd be a solid, a good week or weeks to have what we call heavy flow. So this tree I tap every year, and it's in the front yard of my house. I wish I had a grove where they were just all easily accessible down a road, and I mean that was the way that people planted them a long time ago. But mine are sort of spread out over my acreage, so I need to make sure that I get the most bang for the buck. This is a really good producing tree. So we're going to tap it. We're going to tap it about 3 foot up from where the ground level is. You may have to adjust for that depending on the depth of your snow, depending on where you live. But this year we'll probably be actually tapping up around 4 foot mark or so. So we're going to go ahead and tap. We're going to look for the width of the tree. The width of the tree is going to determine how many taps that we put in it. The width of this tree tells us it's going to be 3 or 4 taps. You want to try to tap above a main root or below a big branch. So we have a big branch right above here, and we've got some good roots right over in this area. So we'll get tapping here and show